We've been discussing at length the simplest way to describe the golf swing to someone that's maybe played forever or someone that's never played at all. But once again, as an instructor and the child of a mother with a PhD in child psychology, I've learned not to box people in or to teach or bark about philosophy. I'd rather give you a baseline that helps you have some success, and then listening to those situations, those questions you have from that, so we can find your unique DNA. Finding your DNA is what we're all about here, okay? So we've been talking with the simplest form of the golf swing about the zombie walk, 1, 2 in motion, and getting to a picture finish. I want to give you a little better feel of where we may want the club to be in the top of our backswing and how that might feel, and where we may want the club to be in our follow through and how that might feel. So I have a simple way of doing that, okay? Normally I have you take your address position, and we'll reference those posture and setup videos that we've put out there, okay? And from here, I want you to do one thing. I want you to take the golf club, use your wrist to create a hinge up, okay? That is what a wrist hinge is in golf, and we'll talk about that more later. Hinge up. Now from here, I want you to put the club over your back shoulder, okay? Now, from here, I want you to keep your eyes where the golf ball is, but turn your shoulders back. And then raise your shoulders up. Raise your arms up, excuse me. This gives you a good feel of where the club should be at the top of your backswing. So again, we'll do that again. All we did was put the club over our shoulder, turn shoulders, lift our hand off, so the club isn't touching our back, and maybe straighten that left arm. But that gives us a good feel of where the club should be there, which is very similar to where it will be as we follow through, okay? So for the follow through, same thing. We'll do a hinge, then we'll put the club over our left shoulder. From here, I want you to do 2 things. Turn your shoulders to the target, but also shift your weight, okay? Now from here, lift the club off for your shoulders, and it gives you a good feel of where we should be in our follow through, okay? Once again, these are baselines, but we're using loading, a little bit of turn in the shoulders and maybe the hips, right? And our hands are really behaving more up down as those shoulders turn, right? Those are the 2 things that are happening in that backswing. And very similar in the follow through, right? The club is working more this way as we're turning to kind of create that look of our follow through and our finish. All right, so that's a simple way to kind of develop a feel for where the club should be, especially if you're standing in front of a mirror. It gives you a good feel there. And for the front side, just putting the club over our shoulder, turning to the target, and then lifting that club up, right? There'll be some people that are higher, some people that are lower, but it gives you a baseline, once again, in the simplest form, so you can kind of have some success and create some questions there, all right? Another way of looking at this, I love to grab a bucket, and I'm gonna go ahead and put some balls in this bucket, do this from time to time. We'll kind of use both cameras here, and I'm only thinking about this in terms of full swing right now, but if I had this bucket here and took the club halfway back, I wouldn't wanna turn the bucket with my hands as I go back, right? If you notice there, we have a little bit of that up-down feel as we're making that move. Now, the feeling of this, and I'm gonna put the balls back in here so you guys can see this. If this was our address position and where we're starting our golf swing, to think about the backswing, I'd want you to keep your head still, and I would say, can you take these golf balls and dump them over your shoulder? Look at how high my hands are there. My head's still looking at the ball, but that gets our position nice and high, just like the puncher would be to drop the hammer on that golf ball. This is a very good athletic position, okay? Same on the follow through. If we went through and went around and didn't dump out any of the balls this way, we would be here, and then we would want to dump them kind of over our shoulder there as well, okay? So sometimes this visual of the bucket and dumping, especially for the backswing. I really love this for the backswing. If I can have you feel like you're dumping up here and you still have flex in that back knee, that's a great athletic position to be able to transfer energy and hit some pretty decent golf shots, okay? So this is all about range of motion. and trying to get you to feel what a full golf swing feels like in different ways so that you have tempo and the ability to put some energy into the golf ball.